Bonjour Year 9 and welcome to your second lesson of the second half term in summer. And today you're going to be looking at les vêtements, which is clothes. And here's the list of the equipment you will need for today's lesson. Pause to get that ready now. The knowledge organizer is available on class charts. You can open it on a tab, and word reference is also on class charts and can be opened in a window. Please remember to email me if you have any questions at all about the activities in this lesson. Thank you to the students who uploaded their work on class charts last lesson as well. Please do the same again today after you finish your work. And here's my email address as a reminder. Copiez la date et le titre. Date, jeudi 4 juin. Et le titre, je porte une chemise blanche. I wear a white shirt. Write down your objective as well, to write about what you wear using different adjectives correctly. Please underline your date and title, pause if you need to, and play when you're ready to go to your do now. Okay, for your do now activity, I'd like you to write down the English in your books and then translate each of the sentences into French. So pause to do that now. And so here are the answers. Numéro 1. I like to wear shorts made of cotton. J'aime porter un short en coton. 2. My brother wears branded shoes. Mon frère porte des chaussures de marque. 3. Sometimes I wear a suit made of wool. Parfois je porte un costume en laine. Et 4. I do not like to wear a tie made of silk. Je n'aime pas porter une cravate en soie. Okay, pause to check those answers now, and then press play when you're ready to go to activity 1, which will be taught by Monsieur Bolis. Merci, au revoir.
So today we're learning about adding colors to the items of clothing we wear. I'm now going to read you a series of sentences. Can you please repeat them after me? Je porte un manteau vert. Je porte un manteau bleu. Je porte un manteau rouge. Je porte un manteau blanc. Je porte un manteau marron. Je porte une jupe verte. Je porte une jupe bleue. Je porte une jupe rouge. Je porte une jupe blanche. Je porte une jupe marron. Well done, excellent pronunciation. Now I want you to write down the French in your exercise book and match it up with the English, which is now on your screen. You can now press pause and press play when you're ready to see the correction. Here is the correction to your first activity. Number 1 was I wear a green coat. Un manteau bleu is a blue coat. Un manteau rouge, a red coat. Un manteau blanc, a white coat. Un manteau marron, a brown coat. Now who can tell me what the first 5 sentences have in common? Yes, well done, that was a really good answer. They are all masculine, and you know that because they all start with un. I also wrote them in blue. Now check the color. Vert, bleu and blanc, I wrote them in blue because they're masculine. Rouge and marron, I didn't put any color on those. And in a minute, I'll be asking you why. Why didn't I put a color on those? Let's carry on. Une jupe verte, a green skirt. Une jupe bleue, a blue skirt. Une jupe rouge, a red skirt. Une jupe blanche, a white skirt. Une jupe marron, a brown skirt. Now this time, why do number 6? What have sentences number 6 to 10, what do they have in common? Yes, you're right. They're all feminine phrases, and you know that because they start with une, and then the adjective has changed this time. If you look at number 1 and number 6, you've got vert and verte. So we've added an E, and the pronunciation changes because you've got that extra E after the T, so you can now pronounce the T. Un manteau bleu, une jupe bleue. I've added an E, but the pronunciation doesn't change. Un manteau blanc, une jupe blanche. I've added a bit more than an E, H and E, and the pronunciation changed. Now, rouge and marron, again, nothing, no color, and that's because they haven't changed. And it doesn't matter whether the item of clothing is masculine or feminine, they're not going to change. Okay, well done. Now take the time to check that what's on your screen is the same as what's in your exercise book, and then you can press play. Okay, for your next activity, we've got another sentence builder. Now, I haven't changed anything from... No, let's have a look at what's on there. First column, you've got some phrases, then you've got the verb, second column. Then you've got the items of clothing, third column. And then the color is the fourth column. Now with a color, you would recognize the ones we've just wrote in our exercise, we just written in our exercise book. And but I've added a few more. If you look at gris, second one from the top, then it's grise, gris, and grise again. And you also have some items in plural, which we haven't discussed before. Now have a look at orange and marron. In the 4 columns they're in, they're all the same. And that's because they do not change whether they're masculine, feminine, singular, or plural. We'll see later that they're called invariable. That means they do not change, they do not vary. I've also added noir in that box. The pronunciation never changes. It's noir in the first box, noir in the second, noir in the third, and noir in the last. It's only the spelling that changes. And the last column, you've got what it's made of, as well as any other details. And that's the order. Okay. Knowing that, I'm now going to read you a series of sentences. Can you write them down in your exercise book? Numéro 1. D'habitude, je porte une ceinture noire en cuir. Numéro 2. Le week-end, j'aime porter un sweat à capuche bleu à carreaux. Numéro 3. Parfois, mon meilleur ami porte des chaussures blanches de marque. Numéro 4. En semaine, je n'aime pas porter des collants marrons en laine. Numéro 5. I'm now going to read you the sentences in English. Can you write them down in French in your exercise book? On weekdays, I wear a grey suit made of cotton. Numéro 6. Usually, my brother and I wear a grey scarf, striped. Numéro 7. Sometimes my sister wears an orange skirt made of leather. Well done, Year 9. Now let's have a look. Let's have a look at the sentences that you wrote in your exercise book. Can you please make sure that you check the spelling, particularly the adjectives? For sentence number 1, it's going to be noir. For number 2, it's going to be bleu, then blanche, marron, gris, grise, and orange. Make sure that you've written them all correctly, including the S's at the end. So press pause, check your work, and press play when you're ready for the next activity. For activity 3, what I want you to do, I want you to write 5 sentences in your exercise book and translate them into English. So create your own sentences and then translate them. Think about what you wear, what you like to wear, and what your friends wear. Can I press pause and press play when you're ready for the next activity? So we're now going to go through a series of grammar rules about adjectives. Now what I want you to do, I want you to copy the grammar rules in your exercise book when I tell you to do so. So make sure you've got your pens down, that you're focused, you've got no distraction, and you're ready to listen to the grammar rules. For number 1, adjectives of color always go after the noun. For example, un pull bleu, a blue jumper. You can now copy that rule in your exercise book. So you can press pause and press play when you're ready to continue. Second rule, most adjectives follow the same pattern as any other adjectives. And by that I mean that if a noun is masculine and singular, the adjective agreeing with it must be masculine and singular. For example, un pull vert, a green jumper. So pull is masculine, being the most important word in that sentence. Vert, which is the adjective, has to be masculine as well, and singular of course, because it starts with un. You can now press pause, copy that rule in your exercise book, and then press play when you're ready to continue. If a noun is feminine and singular, the adjective agreeing with it must be feminine and singular. For example, une chemise verte is a green shirt. So compared to the first point I was making, this time chemise is feminine, so vert is changing to verte, making it feminine as well, and that must happen. You can now press pause, copy that second rule, and press play when you're ready to continue. If a noun is masculine and plural, the adjective agreeing with it must be masculine and plural. For example, des collants verts, green tights. So now we're back to vert, again being masculine, but because collant is plural, then you've got an S at the end of collant and you've got an S at the end of vert, and that's the main change. Can I press pause, copy that rule, and press play when you're ready to continue. Finally, if a noun is feminine and plural, the adjective agreeing with it must be feminine and plural. So, des chaussures vertes, chaussure is feminine, vert again is feminine, so we make it verte with that extra E, and then we've added S's because it's shoes, and green has to be plural as well. You can now press pause and press play when you're ready to continue. So with adjectives of color, we've got 2 exceptions that we've seen so far, marron and orange, which I've said earlier that they're called invariable. This means that they never change. For example, des chaussures marron. So unlike vert, which had to change to verte with an S at the end when it was chaussure, marron will actually never change. Press pause, copy that last rule, and press play when you're ready to do some practice exercise. So what I want you to do now, I want you to fill in the gaps with the correct adjectives and write the sentences in full. So as you can see, for number 1, there's a gap there after robe. I've translated the sentence for you. What word do you think should go in there? Press pause and press play when you're ready to see the correction. So let's have a look at the correction for exercise 5. Number 1, the word missing was blanche. Je porte une robe blanche. Numéro 2, rouge was there. So even though collant is masculine, rouge never changes. You only need to add an S because it's plural. Verte et bleu were the 2 words missing. That's because chaussure is feminine and plural. Grise et marron were the 2 words missing. Grise, of course, need to add an E because jupe is feminine, but marron, as you saw before, never changes. And the last one, noir, at the end, you add an E. Can I press pause and check that your work on the screen, the work on the screen is the same as your work in your exercise book? Well done, Year 9. Good work today. Thank you very much in advance for uploading a picture of your work on class charts. If you can, try to make it only one document to upload instead of a series of pictures, but that's only if you can. Au revoir.